So recently I had my Instagram account get hacked and deleted. And really because this is social media platform number 5 that I have been banned, blocked, disabled, kicked off in some way that was involuntary for me, I figured I would make this video to talk about what does it really mean when social media giants have this much power? What do you do when you are being specifically targeted by harassers? And really, is there anything that you can do to defend yourself on these social media platforms? I'll be giving you guys some background in my experience, but really I'm making this video more so to open up the door to conversation more than anything. So I hope this video is helpful. I hope you guys get some value out of it. Let's get to it. So like I said, you guys, recently I was kicked off of Instagram. Essentially what happened was I received a threatening DM that basically told me if I did not stop talking about a specific subgroup of people in a certain type of way, they were going to delete my account. Well, if you know anything about me and my presence on social media, I'm always talking trash, right? And especially when it comes to veganism and it comes to kind of like social justice, LGBTQ type stuff, Black Lives Matter, I'm always talking my shit at the harasser. This isn't really anything personal. This is never anything personal. You know, it's just generally this is how I choose to express myself. This is how I know I can get traction on social media and ultimately drum up movement for my cause. And so when I received this DM, this wasn't anything I wasn't used to. I was used to getting comments like this. I was used to getting hate, but never had I ever gotten kind of like a threat that was like, yo, I'm going to delete your account if you don't stop saying what, you're saying. And so while I didn't take it all that seriously, I did change my password for Instagram and I did set up two-factor authentication. Interestingly enough, though, about 6 hours later, I tried to log into my account and I was locked out. And what Instagram said was that my account had been disabled because I was pretending to be somebody else. Now, Instagram gave me the option to go through an identity verification process. Quite simply, all it was me holding up a specific code with my face and also sending in a picture of my driver's license, also that they could confirm this was in fact me, this was in fact my account. Now, if you guys know anything about my Instagram, if you followed me on Instagram, I am very much me. I have a lot of pictures of myself. I am constantly on video. I am constantly posting other kinds of pictures that are clearly myself. And so I wasn't super worried or I wasn't super skeptical that this was going to be a difficult process. However, it did turn into a massive process quite simply because I never received any kind of feedback. I would not receive any kind of information back regarding my identity verification. And in fact, it got to the point where I was actually unable to submit identity verifications anymore because they said your account does not exist. I got in touch with the Facebook team. Now, if you know anything about Instagram, Facebook owns Instagram, but support teams talking to a real person is damn near impossible. Yet I was able to figure it out because I do know a person through my business community that was able to kind of send me this email that I could contact. So I get in touch with them, talk with them a little bit back and forth, and they end up telling me that in fact my account does not even exist anymore. There are a lot of theories as to what happened. Some people say that maybe that person had your password and they were able to get into your account and just manually delete it. Doesn't really seem very likely to me because I changed the password and I enabled two-factor authentication. Some people say that if you just mass report an account, that account's going to get deleted no matter what. So if you get a bunch of accounts to report one single account, and if you just get enough people to do it, boom, your account is automatically deleted. There's really no judicial process that it goes through. It just automatically gets deleted. Boom, that's the end of that. Now keep in mind, in my conversations with the Facebook team, ultimately what I discovered was they weren't even able to tell me anything. They have a specific policy in place that when it comes to, disciplinary action, judicial matters, as they say, they're not able to tell you, the account holder, any kind of information. And so the bottom line, what does this mean? Well, it means that other individuals that are not associated with the platform itself, being Instagram, are able to pretty much dictate freedom of speech. They're able to pretty much dictate what they want to see on the internet, and they can have information removed simply because they don't like it, and Instagram has no support network in place that can actually go through and verify this information. There's no way that they can actually protect you on their own platform. Now, personally, I don't believe this is an issue that is just specific to Instagram and Facebook. I was kicked off of Twitter with, multiple thousands of followers, years worth of content, as well, with pretty much the exact same process. One day I woke up to find out that my Twitter had been quote unquote disabled because of me not following the terms and conditions. They didn't give me any specific reason as to why this happened. Quite simply, my account was just gone one day and they said that, well, you violated the terms and conditions. You can submit as many appeals as you want. To this day, I still occasionally submit appeals just for fun, but I've never received any information back. Now, it's the same kind of thing. The likelihood is that these big companies are understaffed. They don't have enough people working in the judicial disciplinary departments, quite simply because, well, that's an expense. And if we can just have an algorithm go through and do this process, automatically, that saves us a lot of money. However, it damages user experience, and it ultimately damages the integrity of the platform, because this whole freedom of speech idea, unless you're threatening violence or something like that, is total bullshit. If somebody can bypass the process, kind of understand the algorithm, and use these various strategies that are kind of under the table to get accounts kicked off. Now, I don't want this video to come off as complaining in any way, shape, or form. Look, this has happened to me many times over the years. I'm used to it. I expect that being an activist, being somebody that is as outspoken about human rights and animal rights, really, and about social justice in general as I am, I'm going to get targeted. People are afraid. They're afraid of people like me. They're afraid of progress. And they know that when somebody comes in with the strength and the integrity that it takes to stand up for justice, they're going to start to attack you. That's just how it goes. I've prepared for this lifestyle. That being said, it is somewhat concerning to me that these massive corporations that have very little oversight from the federal government are able to make decisions like this and essentially use this, this medium of speech that has become so popularized and is really pretty much widely accepted by most people in the general public. If these kinds of platforms can be immediately pulled out from underneath of your feet as the content creator, that does not say a lot for the integrity of free speech as facilitated by a massive corporation that was founded in the country that claims to be, the facilitators of free speech ultimately in the world. For you as content creators, for you as business owners, people that rely on these social media platforms for income, such as I do, I wish I had some advice for you guys. Frankly, at this point, my only piece of advice would just be diversify and realize that this kind of thing can happen to you at any given moment. Maybe you could play it a little bit more safe, but personally, I don't think that life is about playing it safe. Life is about going out and seizing what you know to be your legacy and to be your right. Playing it safe, playing it, pussyfooting around what you know you need to talk about, yet you're afraid to do so because of the corporation that's facilitating the conversation, that's not really a healthy way to go about being a change creator or a leader. If I could make any plea to you guys, it would be to stand up and speak about this and really help people understand that while there is a line between hate speech, violent speech, other kinds of conversation that is directly inciting violence and directly inciting, the desecration of a people's or a species or something like that, 99% of the time that's just not what's happening. It's a bunch of people that don't really agree with something, that it threatens their belief system, it threatens their values, and thus they decide to kind of hack the system, go out and cancel it themselves. And really, can we just point out the irony of a guy that laughs at conservatives for crying about this whole cancel culture thing now is being canceled by those very same conservatives? Personally, I find some comedic value in that. But anyway, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've gotten some value out of this. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, hit that little notification bell so you know when my videos come out. Trying to be a little bit more consistent with you guys, so switching it up and talking about some different things. Let me know in the comments, what do you want to hear about? What kinds of things can we talk about that will stimulate your mind, stimulate your soul, and we'll get you some stuff on the YouTubes, baby. So, without further ado, much love, peace, namaste, I'll see you guys soon.
I've been getting it since a toddler. I keep dollars on